Okay, I just have to be careful of the time I spend recording these because YouTube's very picky about it. Okay, which could be the coordinates of the squares of the two vertices? 0, 4, which is right here, and 4, 4, which is right here. Does that make a square? Let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 across, but only 1, 2, 3 up. So no, that doesn't work. 0, 3, and 4, 3. Those are those 2 points right there. That's 4 across, but 2 up, so nope, that doesn't work either. 0, -4, and 4, -4. That's 4 across, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. Nope, that's still too big. 0, -3, and 4, -3. That's 4 across and 4 up. So, yep, that one works right there. Okay, the 3 vertices of a rectangle are shown. Well, just by looking at it, you know that it has to be here because it has to be perpendicular to this one and this one. Okay, so that is point, well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So it's point 3, 2, which is B. The sum of the interior angles of a regular pentagon is 540 degrees. What is the measure of each exterior angle? Ooh, I like this. Exterior angle, 360 degrees. That's the sum of all of them together. And then you divide it by the number of sides. It says a pentagon is 5 sides. So we're going to take 360 and divide it by 5. Well, let's see. 360 divided by 5. 5 times 7 is 35. Leaving us just 1. We carry down the 0. 5 times 10 is 2. So we have 72 degrees. This whole statement here is really kind of useless to us except for the fact that this is a pentagon. I think they threw in the 540 to confuse you. Okay, in a triangle, AE is 8. Okay, DB is 3, and D is the midpoint of EB. So that means that ED is 3 also, because if this is the midpoint, then that side equals that side. So then we've got 8 plus 3 plus 3. And how long is AB? That whole thing, 8 plus 6 is 14. Okay, Sharon solved for x. She said x equals 70, which justifies rather. An acute triangle has 3 acute angles. Okay, that's good, but it doesn't give us enough information. No. An obtuse angle is an angle whose measure is between. Okay, that's an obtuse, but she's not saying it's an obtuse angle. The measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is greater than the measure of either of its remote sums. Well, that's true. This angle here is greater than both this one and this one, but that doesn't help say that x is 70. Okay, the measure of the exterior angle of a triangle equals the sum of the measures of its 2 remote interior. That means that one plus that one equals 130. So she took 130 and subtract 60 to get that, which is the reason. Okay, good job. Did I skip one? Nope. Okay. 34 has those measures, is the sum of the measures of the 3 exterior angles. Well, we have 3 exterior angles, and anytime we have exterior angles and we add them all up, it's going to be 360 no matter what the shape is. Now if you wanted to, you could say that this was 150 and that this was, let's see, 180 minus 25, 55, and this was 180 minus 25 would be 155. If you add them all up, you're still going to get 360 degrees. Okay. Which of these expressions is deductive reasoning? It's proving something. It's using facts to come up with not a prediction, but an actual truth. Okay, that's deductive reasoning. Looks like we skipped something. What theorem alone can be used to find angle A? Well, we could use this equals this one plus this one. That is the exterior angle theorem. Okay, the exterior angle theorem. That would be enough by itself to prove it. The Pythagorean theorem only works for right triangles. We don't have a right triangle. The triangle sum theorem, we'd have to solve for this and then add those two up and subtract it from 180. We could do that, but just the fact that this is the exterior angle and we've got, and A is an interior angle and we have the other interior angle, makes it enough to find C. Okay, a collection of geometric figures is placed into 5 categories. Their relationships are represented. Okay, I love Venn diagrams. According to which statement is true, every member of set P is also a member of set H. Well, no, because you've got these over here that are in R that are not in H. So no, A doesn't work. Every member of set R is also a member of set S. No, because again, you still have these members here that aren't a part of it. Some members of set T are also members of set P. Nope, there's no interlap right anywhere in there. Some members of set R are also members of set H. That's true because all of these members that belong to R, including an S, do belong to H. Okay. Which should be changed? AB equals BC, that's given. Okay, so that's BC equals AB. Okay, all we did was flip these two parts here. That is the symmetric property. Angle B equals angle B, that's reflexive. Angle A equals angle C. That one equals that one. Well, first we kind of have to prove that the triangles are equal. So we actually need to flip these two steps. We need to have triangle ABC equals triangle CBA, and then we could say that angle C equals angle B. So that's steps 4 and 5. All right. Whoops. Okay. Am I really on? No? Why is it skipping so many? Okay, 39. If two lines are cut by a transversal so that alternate exterior angles are congruent, then the two lines are parallel. Okay, can you do a proof by contradiction? All right, we're starting a proof by contradiction. We would say that the exterior angles, okay, this is the if part, the exterior angles are congruent, so we're going to assume the exterior angles are not congruent. That is D. And 40. Jack knows that Brad is taller than Simon. Brad is taller than Simon, and Simon is taller than Franco. Okay, so he concludes that Brad is taller than Franco. That's his conclusion. He used a step-by-step deductive reasoning. Deductive reasoning is basically giving us rules, giving us theorems. Okay, this is the transitive property. Okay, a rule saying that if one is bigger than a second and the second is bigger than the third, then the first is bigger than the third. Okay, so he used facts, deductive reasoning. And the figure, those are parallel. What is the measure of QRS? Let's see, QRS is this angle here, and if they're all parallel, that means that these two together equal 180. So we could take 180 and subtract 100 and get 80. Because these two are consecutive interior, which means they're supplementary, which means they equal 180. So I'm going to take 180 and subtract 100 to get 80 degrees. Which statement below is false? Square is a rhombus? Nope, that's true. A triangle is a polygon. It's a closed figure with straight sides. So no, that's true. A rectangle is a quadrilateral. A rectangle is a four-sided figure, which is a quadrilateral. So that's true. A trapezoid is a parallelogram. Trapezoid, those two sides are not parallel. So that's not a parallelogram, which means D is the false statement. 5 friends ran in a race. Tom finished in front of Luke. Okay, so I'm just going to say this is the finishing line here. Drew finished behind Bob, who did not finish in front of Fred. So Bob was behind Fred and Drew. Okay, so Bob is behind Fred and Drew, but I don't know where they were. Let's see. Bob has to be behind Fred and Drew. Okay. Okay, from first place to last. Okay, that means that this would be first. Bob has to finish behind, so Bob cannot be first. Okay. Bob has to finish behind Fred and behind Drew. So this one has Bob in front of Drew, so that one can't be. And this one has Bob in front of Drew. This one also has Bob in front of Drew and Fred. Okay. Bob, who did not finish in front of Fred. Let's see. Bob, who did not finish in front of Fred. Okay, maybe that just means that Fred is in front of Bob. Okay. So that means it could be C or D because Fred is behind Bob in this one. So it's got to be one of these two. Sorry, I read that one wrong. I know that Tom has to finish in front of Luke. Okay, and this one has Tom behind Luke. So it can't be C, so it has to be D. Okay, my bad. I read it wrong. Drew finished behind Bob. Okay, who finished behind Fred. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I read that wrong the first time. Alright, if all angles, if ABE equals 126. Alright, so this whole thing equals 126. And I've got part of it is 72. So I'm going to subtract 72, which is 54 degrees. And then I'm going to subtract 30. Okay, so I've subtracted this one. Now I'm going to subtract this one, and that should give me my leftover angle. I'm going to subtract 30, which gives me 24 degrees. Alright? And which conclusion the following must always be true if angle 1 and angle 2 are alternate interior? Then they have to be, let's see, alternate interior angles are equal. So they have to be equal. Congruent. Deductive reasoning, that's using facts. A math textbook has formulas. A social studies is not math. Therefore, okay, it could have formulas. Just because it's not a math book doesn't mean it couldn't have formulas. So it's not A. All participants in a bike rodeo wore helmets. Fred participated, so he was a participant, so he wore a helmet. Okay, so B is the correct answer here. Let's see my time. I've got about 15 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this now.